Hi, and welcome to another exciting pirate news. With you is Joseph. I shaved, and then there is Malt and Jamie. So,
I haven't shaved.
I shave at irregular intervals.
so we have exciting lineup for you tonight. But first, some local news, guys.
So, December 12th at noon, everyone should come down to the DCU Center at Worcester and help us map all of the nasty surveillance cameras that we've got cluttering up downtown. I'll be there. Jamie's going to be there. I might bring my baby. He's real cute. Everybody likes looking at cute babies. What's the specific intersection? Because I've managed to forget it.
It is if I recall correctly, it's the corner of Major Taylor Boulevard and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. And we're going to meet right by the DCU Center. I put a map for the image for this. You can also check it out at Mass Pirates. We got blog posts that mention it. So there'll be a map on all of them. So it won't be hard. So yeah,
Awesome.
next Sunday at noon.
Now, I guess there's some stuff that you gentlemen informed me of going on over in the Ukraine-Russian border, and so
we want to talk about Omicron first.
Oh, you know what? You're completely right. Let's deal with Omicron first.
So overall, the data from South Africa we're seeing now seems to suggest that the infection is less severe, but it does not leave your body protected against reinfection. The number I saw, the average length of stay in COVID wards was 2.8 days versus 8.5 days, which had been the average for the previous 18 months. Less of them need oxygen, and it does seem to be affecting younger people. It's going to get bad in Massachusetts. There's going to be a surge, a spike, and the ER rooms are going to get hit. So if there's anything you can do to avoid putting yourself in a medical emergency, please do so. Like, stay off the ladder. Like, nothing good happens on ladders.
Especially with
it being as cold as it is, and you get the frost on the ladders, and everything's slippery. But that, honestly, from what I've read about the Omicron, or what I think we were discussing before on it, is if you're vaccinated, you're obviously it's going to reduce your symptoms. Though Massachusetts is one of the highest in the vaccination, most of us did sign up for it. That will definitely protect you. It won't stop you from getting it, but it is what it is. Just try and remain safe, do the hand sanitizing, and keep on,
wearing masks.
Mm-hmm.
Wearing masks, being
Social
polite.
distance.
If you're going to be in public places, wash your hands, wear your mask.
Get your booster.
I think Biden unveiled a new policy where if you have insurance, you can now get reimbursed for a COVID at-home test or rapid test, which is great for people who have insurance, but the people who don't have insurance are the ones who are going to need the tests the most. So, way to whiff the ball on that one, Democrats.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing this pandemic has shown is that we need, some form of single-payer health insurance that covers these things for everyone in this country, whether that's Medicare for all or other potential varieties. I mean, there are plenty of countries that seem to do it right. So pick one. Ideally, one that covers everyone and doesn't just leave some weird semi-privatized system. I mean, as I like to say, when I ran in 2002, and sadly, this is still true 19 years later, is that the bulk of the money that's spent on health insurance, on Medicare, on medical, on medicine in the United States is provided by government, either Medicare, Medicaid, the insurance plans for state, local, federal employees, and all of the tax breaks that corporations get and that individuals can get. You add up all of that, and the amount of money divided by everyone in this country is basically almost as much as, I believe, what Switzerland spends on its entire insurance system. So we're already paying for a single payer system. We're just not getting the benefits. And so we need some way of like cutting out the 15% that the insurance companies take off the top for their administrative costs and profits and things like that. So we should cover everybody.
Yeah, like the insurance company is the hurdle between you and living healthy to a huge extent.
Well
So
said,
what else
John.
do we have, Joe?
I just want to say that was well said, gentlemen. And
Thanks.
one of the bigger things, though, that is becoming a mounting concern is how we're going to handle the Ukrainian border, and with it getting, getting all the military actions and everything.
Yeah, I am of the opinion that
You
Joe
were saying,
Biden's
Malt?
not going to do anything. So for those of you who don't know, Russia is basically massing forces on the Ukrainian border and is now attempting to manufacture a reason for military action against Ukraine. 7 hours ago, there was a complaint by Belarus that a Ukrainian helicopter flew into their airspace a whole 1 kilometer. So like that's going to be the start of just a lot of like saber rattling and inventing of excuses in order to manufacture a reason for war. And if America gets involved, undoubtedly it's going to trigger like a cascade effect of other countries joining in against us. So yay, World War III. Yay.
Well, let's certainly hope not, though. Poland seems to be, they have their own issues with Belarus and migrants coming over, but that's an entirely different issue. So the Budapest Memorandum on Security Assurances signed in December of 1994. Basically, Belarus, Kazakhstan, and Ukraine all agreed to give up their nuclear weapons and to be non-proliferation nations in regards to nuclear weapons, as long as their borders are maintained. And the Russian Federation, UK, and the US all signed that. If there is an invasion, then I guess we kind of know what happens to that agreement. The US is also known for not keeping its treaties, just ask the Native Americans. But I'm not saying we're fantastic, but as pirates, I think we can all agree that self-determination is what all nations should have, provided they're not fascists, but whatever.
Yeah, like Ukraine has a right to exist without Russian interference, period. It is pretty openly been stated by him that Putin seeks to unite the former satellite or Soviet satellite republics back under his control. And a lot of the means he's using to establish this are indirect. And then in this case, it's quite overwhelmingly direct. So,
yeah. I look back at what happened in the 90s when the US was literally meddling in Russia's political system and helping them, capitalize or I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But as a result, you had a whole bunch of oligarchs who basically took over most of the prime public industries. So, yay, capitalism? I don't know. That's come back here. So we have our own oligarchs.
So, in other news,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to jump to January 6th.
Just one quick thing I wanted to say about the whole Ukrainian thing is that we really do support a peaceful resolution. Hopefully everything happens, nothing bad happens, and this is all just all the tensions are able to be handled in a diplomatic means. So
I disagree. I advocate a violent solution. I think Putin should step on a rake and it hits him in the balls so hard it explodes. And then peace will reign for 1,000 years.
Yeah, let's not mention 1,000 years. Okay. Anyways, what were you going to say, Joe?
I think I interrupted that change of topic. Not much to my chagrin.
January 6th. Trump has requested a document-by-document review of everything covered in his continued lawsuit against Biden's refusal to invoke executive privilege. If it's granted, that would stretch out the investigation into his role in January 6th over a period of years. So the 3 Democratic appointed appellate judges are very unlikely to agree to that. On the downside, it's definitely going to go to the Supreme Court, which is about to destroy abortion rights. We have to wait until June. It's probably going to be in June of next year that they issue that ruling on Roe v. Wade. So that's going to be an exhausting 6 months.
Certainly as pirates, we believe in, just like we believe in national self-determination, we believe in individual self-determination, a right to privacy. You know, what's to prevent, you guys can tell me, what do you think? What can prevent them from going after LGBT, gay marriage, or the right to have contraception? If we're just going to throw it out and say, oh, it's up to states to decide, well, does that mean, oh, it's up to states to decide if there's privacy laws and whether your communications can be encrypted?
So, like, what the right has done here is they've basically taken the legal playbook established by the civil rights movement and flipped it on its head. They're using states to establish precedents in the lower courts, which then are carried to sympathetic right-wing radicals in the higher appellate and state Supreme courts. And it's like they've been open about it. After Roe v. Wade, they're going to go after Obergefell. They're going to go after all of the other, basically all of the social progress that we've had in the past 70 years. Like they're going to outlaw unmarried cohabitation. Like, hand to God, they're going to do that. They're going to go that far. And they have been open and unashamed about that being the case. Like, there are institutions dedicated to, like, training and providing material support for people who want to become right-wing activist lawyers and judges. And there's nothing like that on the left.
But also the thing is, even if they do get these, it's not going to be uniformly enforced. So they could be cohabitation of an interracial couple, they'll go after. But if they're a white couple, they may not. If they're a gay couple, then they'd probably go after that. That's the thing, the whole 3 felonies a day. If you change the laws so that we're all going and somehow running afoul of them, prosecutors can use those to go after who they want to go after. And it's important that we have these fundamental protections that are not dependent upon the whims of prosecutors.
Yeah, the Democratic refusal to enshrine these legal precedents in laws is really the reason we're here. Obama had the opportunity to pass a law enshrining Roe v. Wade, and he just didn't. He campaigned on it hard. He had those first 100 days where he had the total mandate of the complete country, and he whiffed it. But I'm going to move us on. So Facebook, aka Meta, they just lost their top crypto executive, David Marcus. He's out. Facebook also got busted by a UK antitrust firm, and they have been ordered to sell off Giphy, which I didn't even know they owned. They're going to stop using that ish immediately. And also, so Monday, this was a shock. Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, has announced that he's leaving Twitter in a surprise email that he posted as an image in a tweet. Which is just 2021 has no style, like no style whatsoever.
Yeah, it was telling that he left just after Twitter put out its new image video policy, such that if someone says, "Oh, I didn't give permission," even if it was, say, at a public rally or at a public event, if they didn't give permission, then that can be taken down. So basically, if you record anyone at some right-wing or some anti-vaccine protest or some let's go and ban books protest, they can go around and silence you. They can go and say, "Oh, you were going to get your account suspended until you remove all of these videos." I mean, basically Twitter, even though they had thousands of examples, decided to make one more tool to go after, people who oppose the right wing.
And the right has already weaponized it. They've already gotten a number of strikes against a number of fairly prominent unmasking accounts. It sucks. Jack Dorsey's a tool. Now he's full-time CEO of the financial company Square, which has just changed its name to Block, and he is dedicating himself to being a crypto evangelist. Square is now exploring developing a hardware wallet for crypto as well as crypto mining hardware. So we get to look forward to now knowing that every restaurant that has a Square reader is also using that to mine cryptocurrency. It's just, this is the stupid future, and it sucks. All the new stuff sucks. The new stuff that we had when I was a kid, it also turned out to suck. But this stuff sucks from the get-go.
What happened to the unicorns?
They got hunted, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Uber's still around.
What happened to the unicorns? Tinder? Isn't that where you go to find them?
Or OkCupid, but we're not going to go there.
I remember when that was a website.
Now it's just a constant ad campaign.
It's doing about the same thing. Isn't it all like you can't even play a game now on your phone without it being like ad. You go to browse something, ad. So we really need to get that net neutrality back. Like something terrible. But gentlemen, thank you for all that you've shared with us this evening. Definitely like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you keep coming back. And definitely leave a comment for us. It helps feed the algorithm, and we just want to hear from you and what you want to hear from us. So, I hope you join us for the national meeting as well, and definitely sign up for the info because Jamie pumps out those on a regular, and he is quite the gentleman and the scholar.
Thanks. You too, dude. All right, we're done.